I'm JT, I'm from East London. I'm a producer and DJ. Yeah man, I love music. As a DJ, I think I'm very, I don't know, I try to be as eclectic as possible. Like I try to play as much different sort of like genres as I want. I like blending like loads of different things. Watching DJs like Zuki and Nefertiti, like how choppy and stuff they are, and like Nefertiti with like mixing different genres and stuff like that. I love it. And then I love like techno stuff as well, and like Ketama and all that old school rave stuff as well, like Prodigy. And but then also I love grime, so like mixing all of those elements together, like it just as much as possible, yeah, as much as I can mix. You know what I mean? Just different music. Yeah, man. I feel like music-wise, I grew up with my dad showing me a lot of like ska and two-tone stuff. So like I grew up listening to like Prince Buster from like Jamaica, but then also like the Specials and Madness and stuff like that. And like they're just like, that music is crazy with that influence from Jamaica and stuff like that, and then sound system culture involved in sort of the dub side of things and the punk elements in ska. I feel like DIY music has always been a big part of what I've listened to growing up, like with my dad and stuff. So like with the DIY element of like two-tone ska and then the punk side of it, I always loved that. So I grew up listening to like a lot of that. But then one of the first albums I remember listening to was also Nirvana, Nevermind. So that the punk side of that, but the grungy side of that as well. I like anything sort of gritty, and then that whole sort of DIY concept of music got me into like a grime and jungle and stuff as well. Like growing up in East London, like you can't escape grime. Like grime's always going to be around you. Like I feel like I got into grime through Diary of a Bad Man. Like you remember Diary of a Bad Man, like with Hamza Productions, like because he'd play fucking like all the fucking old instrumentals, like Newham Generals on there, fucking like, you know what I mean, Morgue Beat, stuff like that, like by Wiley and fucking, you know what I mean, all the Skepta tunes. So I feel like my introduction to grime was through fucking, yeah man, watching like Diary of a Bad Man. But yeah, I love so much different music. But yeah, DIY music is something I was talking about recently. Just do it yourself music, man. Like make a beat from the bedroom, like work with whoever is around you. Like I love blues music as well, so like the interaction of a band and a guitarist improvising. I feel like a DJ and MCs is like the modern day improvised music. Like the DJ is the band, and then like the fucking MC is the MC is like the guitarist, man. Just like freestyling, improvising over the top. Yeah, man. I love all that type of stuff. First beat I made. What was the first beat I made? I don't even know what the first beat I probably made was. I got into music production at secondary school. I remember my music teacher got me into it, like using Logic and stuff. So it was probably like some hip hop, like 90 BPM beat with some big trumpets in it. Yeah, I can't even remember it. But yeah, probably something like that. Or maybe some UK drill, because UK drill was big when I was like, yeah, like I guess like, yeah, 15, 16, but probably like a hip hop beat as well. Yeah, I grew up in on a place called Goodmays. It's in Ilford, like London Borough of Redbridge, like East London, like the outskirts of East London. But yeah, very like diverse, like, you know what I mean, very multicultural. Like I feel very like privileged. I was surrounded by so much like different music, culture, like food, like everything. Like I have a very I guess unique outlook on things compared to like your average British person who's grown up in like a 90% white British school or something like that. So I feel like that's definitely like shaped music I listen to. Like it shaped my dad's music that he listens to. Like he wouldn't be listening to like two-tone ska and reggae like if he wasn't like chilling with his mates from like the West Indies or like the Caribbean, you know what I mean? So like me listening to like Bhangra from my boys from like the Punjab, you know what I mean? It's all that cultural exchange, and it's like, it's what makes like, I guess, London, and like there's not much to be like say to be great about being British, but like I'm proud to be English in the sense of like I have this diversity of like culture around me where I can learn so much and listen to so much and like take so much in. I feel like London's a very like an amazing place for that. Like, privileged to be part of that, and I think it's definitely shaped like my production and my sound and things like that.
Please, himself.
Now, the UK scene now is like fucking incredible, man. Like, I feel like everything's sort of reverting back to its roots a little bit, like going back to like grime, garage, jungle, like rave music, stuff like that. Even like if the grime, like neo grime and like mellow grime with like people like Bex Blue, Tio, Siming, like that sort of wave is like, it's still grime, but it's like a different style to it. But I love that. And then like this whole wave into like dark two-step garage with like Bakey and like DJs and producers like ESC, and like even dubstep's having a little bit of a revival, like shout out Cable, stuff like that, man. There's so many good names in like British electronic music and dance music right now, and it's nice to see like the underground rap world sort of colliding. Dance scene and underground rap scene sort of seems to be like sharing circles nowadays. Like it's good. Like I'm excited. Like I think it's very cool that the scene's gonna be taking a new direction, and there's a nice community bubbling up with grime and underground rap and like garage and stuff like that. Like Brighter Days, like you've got so many MCs on that, and then like the collaboration of people like Isco, and yeah, man, it's crazy. There's so much stuff going on in the underground scene right now. Getting into the scene, man, I used to go to like producer link-ups, so like I started producing when I was like 16, 17 maybe, but I was never confident enough to sort of show anything that I made. Like I always preferred like playing guitar and stuff like that. And then when I was sort of like maybe 20, when I was at uni, I started like wanting to take my beats out there a bit more. So I started going to like producer link-ups just after COVID ended, and like Carnes Hill was running it, and I played some beats there and stuff. And I bumped into some people called like a guy called Trage, TVT, shout out them, man. And then they introduced me to my boy Rome, because I was throwing a basement cypher in my uni house, just like playing all my old beats. And yeah, they introduced me to Rome, and then me and Rome sort of gelled quite well together. We both sort of had a similar vision of trying to do sort of grime sets and like or cypher sets and stuff like that. And we sort of stayed in contact, and then like I did an event with him, and then he introduced me to like Siming, Zuko, Nori, and then I feel like from there, like I was just constantly sort of like going to events and just seeing like all this cool underground music that like I really liked and loved, and sort of you just sort of connect with people and everyone's trying to do the same thing. And then I was running my cyphers with like the basement one. I started introducing these people into them, doing like the Morley's one and then the Tube one. Like shout out like D Wills and Posy as well. Like Rome introduced me to Posy, and then from there like DOCKSIDE got invented. And shout out Ollie or Sabodi, who's in Bristol, so bringing those links into Bristol as well. But yeah, man, it's just like constant sort of like, if you hear music you like, man, like you got to go to the event and listen to it, or like show love to the people that are making it, innit? Because we're all trying to succeed and have people turn up to our shows and like play our music. So if you do that, then you're gonna start like, you know what I mean, working with those people, because you have similar goals. So I feel like that was sort of my introduction to it. But mainly shout out Rome. Like Rome's my boy, man. Like I feel like we've come up a lot together and stuff like that. So yeah, shout him out. DOCKSIDE Radio. It was literally just a mess about. After I did the Tube cypher, me and Rome started to go to Posy's house in East a bit more. We just started playing beats off my laptop, just like I used to just play beats I liked and stuff like that, old school grime stuff. And then they just started freestyling. We just went live on TikTok one time and it went crazy. So we just sort of came up with the idea of like, let's do it proper. So I brought my decks around, just still played out loud to the camera, and it was pretty like crap quality and stuff, but it was getting good like content and stuff. And like I love like what radio culture's done for British music and stuff like that, but it's sad to see that like unfortunately not many people, especially the youth, don't listen to radio anymore. So I feel like it's good to maybe push even having radio culture in a different form, down a different avenue. Like I hate TikTok, but if I can push pirate radio culture through TikTok into the minds of the people who need to hear this music, then 100%. We started we connected up the decks to the phone and the mics. We had like all clear quality and stuff, and started filming it proper, inviting people we like through. So it was just trying to like push that history of pirate radio culture like through to something else. Because we used to get banned a lot on the TikTok accounts and stuff like that. Because like obviously somebody might be vaping or somebody might swear. We had a few accounts, so it was kind of funny, like we'd get taken down. But yeah, I think trying to push pirate radio culture and music that's come through it, like grime, jungle, drum and bass, and more stuff like that. But yeah, man, just trying to pay homage to where the roots came from. Like, you know what I mean? I have uncles that were doing pirate radio and DJing and going to the raves back in the day. Like everything's interconnected, isn't it? Like in the UK, our roots of grime, and that is all linked to like our dance music culture, and even further back to like dub and ska. So I love the history of it all, man. Why am I doing music? I don't know. I feel like I'm a very easily distracted person. Like, I don't know what you call it nowadays, but I feel like music's always been that one very big constant in my life. And yeah, I feel like it's a very big thing for me. Like I don't know what I would do if I didn't do music. Like I love sound, and I love art in general, like film, sound, stuff like that, man. Like I don't know what I'd be doing if I didn't do music. It's the best thing in the world, isn't it, man? I don't even know what to say anymore. Yeah, and it's a common language for everyone, isn't it? It's a common language for everyone. I feel like if we didn't have music, like a lot of shit wouldn't get done. I feel like music's a nice sort of reach for everyone. Like, you know what I mean? Like I listen to so much music from like Spain or South America. I don't understand what they're saying, innit? But I know I can connect to it, and it makes me feel good. So yeah, I feel like you just gotta do what makes you feel good, man. But obviously, I feel like in the past few years when I've started I've only been DJing for just about 2 years, almost, like a year and a bit. So I feel like I've fallen in love with that so much because I love so much music and I get to play so much music. But I've been producing. I've kind of switched over from doing beats to trying to do more dance music stuff. So I've kind of got a catalogue of stuff that I wanna get out. So I've got some garage stuff, some breaks, you know what I mean, a mix of stuff. Like I'm excited to release it all, really. It's about time, I think, people heard some JT sounds, because I haven't released anything, which is bad of me, but I know when I do, I want to release something that I'm really like happy and sort of ready to release. But apart from that, I'm just trying to DJ more, like bring up the DOCKSIDE crew more, do some more projects with Crowd Control, obviously, my thing Detox as well. Yeah, man, and loads more sets, man. I love performing, man. I've got some things to do, some live sets as well, with like some live instruments while I'm DJing. Might do some guitar sets while I'm DJing, some stuff like that. Yeah, excited, some big things.